Hey everybody, Aaron Blaze here. It is Tuesday, early morning Tuesday, 9 a.m. It is May 5th, and we're going to be doing a live stream for you today. We're going to be doing some drawing and painting and having a good time. I hope everybody out there is being safe and healthy and all that good stuff. It's day 4,595 of quarantine.
Quarantine.
Feels like it anyway.
Happy Tuesday, dear bud.
Happy Tuesday. As a matter of fact, it's Giving Tuesday. Yes, it's Giving Tuesday around the world. And so I wanted to mention that as a result of it being Giving Tuesday and us, we like to give back, 20% of all of our sales today are going to be going to Feeding America. It's a really great charity here in the United States. There's a lot of people that are out of work. They've lost their income. Food banks aren't being able to keep up with the demand. And so we thought it might be a good idea to donate some money and help out Feeding America and do our part and throw some money that way, and hopefully some folks can get some food in their bellies that wouldn't otherwise have it. And so 20% of all of our sales today will be going towards Feeding America. So that's a good thing. We're really happy about that. Today it's May. And since usually this group, when we do our Tuesday streams, it's usually a different group because it's a completely different time of day. So usually we have all of our Asian friends and or further east European and that sort of thing friends are watching. And so last Friday we did a mermaid. Because it is May. We did a mermaid illustration. You want to go to my desktop, Dustin?
Yes.
Yes. Why, yes. Why, yes. Here we go.
Yes, of course.
So this is the illustration we did last week. It was a lot of fun. That was on Friday. Some of you may have missed it because you're in a different time zone. Well, we thought, let's do another one today. So we'll do another mermaid illustration. I've got an idea, and so we'll see. We'll try to have some fun with it. What else? So we're doing that. We're doing Feeding America. Oh, and also, just in general, if you go to our website, because of the virus, the pandemic, and people kind of being stuck at home and some people losing their jobs and whatnot, Nick and I have slashed all the prices on our website to much more affordable prices. Our Introduction to Animation course is completely free. Which we've had literally tens of thousands of downloads of it now, and so I know there's a lot of folks out there getting some great information, and or at least, I mean, it sounds like I'm full of myself. I hope it's good information, great information. But and then a lot of our courses now are $1. Our Photoshop brush packs are $1, and so if you go over to creatureartteacher.com, check it out. It's really, really cheap. And especially today, if you buy some of our stuff over there, you'll also be contributing to helping people fill their bellies with food. And that's a good thing with donating to Feeding America today. But otherwise, we're just going to dive in. I've got Dustin here with me as always.
Hi, everybody.
And we've got Nick in Sarasota. And he's going to be manning the booth there, answering questions and providing links. Not sausage links, but links to different things.
Sausage links?
Mm.
It sounds quite tasty here, bud.
I love sausage links. They're tasty in the morning. All right.
Sausage.
Sausage.
Sausage and
Bratwurst sausage. But let's do this. Let's do another one. I'm going to do a vertical again. I think vertical works best for this. Plus, I think vertical works best for our friends on Instagram, of which we have. This is our third stream with our Instagram friends.
Yes, I believe it is. Yes.
This over here, I'm going to be making some scales later on, I think. And 20% of all sales at creatureartteacher.com are going to Feeding America. There you go. Oh, and it's if you want to check out the website for yourself, it's feedingamerica.org. All right, and that's for #Giving Tuesday. So this is we're going to be making some scales. I made some scales for the mermaid on the last illustration, but I've got an idea for a little bit more consistent looking scales. So I'm going to put that off to the side. I'm going to do this on 18 by 24. Boom! There it is. Got an idea. I want to do a mermaid with sharks. Can I do a mermaid with sharks?
Mermaid with sharks.
Yeah, man.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. I've got kind of the idea of the mermaid with the sharks, and I wanted a front-on view. So it's going to be like the sharks are her henchmen, or bodyguards.
Oh, you're thinking kind of like almost like a mafia-esque sort of thing, or
Not mafia, but kind of like they're her partners. I want to see. No, I don't like that. Oh no, I'm drawing on the background.
Why are you drawing in the background?
'Cause I'm an idiot. Idiot.
You're such an idiot.
I want her to be straight up and down, I think. Twitch question. Hi, Aaron. How do you stop the habit of over-blending digitally? Over-blending? I'm not sure what you mean by over-blending. Oh my gosh. Gotta change that color again. I'm not sure I know what you mean by over-blending. I can tell already she's going to be a little bit big. So over blending, I try to layer rather than blend. I try to layer my images. And that tends to help. Rather than blending stuff together, I just layer, and that really helps. And you can get different textures working that way.
Somebody commented saying today's mermaid theme of the days from the website is royalty.
Oh, that's what it is, royalty? Is that the prompt?
I believe so.
I think I pulled up some shark reference.
Yep, today is royalty.
Well, maybe this could pass as royalty, I guess.
Today's royalty.
Let's see here. We're going to try to find this.
I'm sure it'll be found pretty soon. How do you master figure drawing like gesture and structure?
That takes a lot of practice. That's the best thing I can tell you. I know that's not what you want to hear, but it's really, that's 90% of the answer to all the questions I get is practice. And I want to do a longer. So you just do a lot of it, and look at other people's gesture drawings. Look at other people that you respect and admire as far as what they do. There, let's get a little longer torso. I think that's going to be better. Yeah, I like that. So look at other people's work and get inspired by that. I want to feel like a shark fin, but a double shark fin, like right there.
Have you ever used Corel Painter instead of Photoshop?
Yes, I have, and I like Corel Painter. I'm more comfortable with Photoshop. Um, so that's what I use.
Should I focus on Photoshop or Procreate?
Well, it depends. Procreate is for your iPad, and I know you can get Photoshop for iPad, but I think Procreate is probably a little more user friendly. So, but do think it depends on what it is that you're looking for and what you're comfortable with.
Shark is mermaid's best friend. Much love from Ohio.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, she could be queen of the sharks.
Yeah.
What did you do to get over your fear of horrible drawings when you first started learning?
I did lots of horrible drawings. The way to get over your fear of doing horrible drawings is to do horrible drawings. You're never going to not do horrible drawings. So you just do them. Get them out of your system. And then you're going to do more.
Thank you for the sale, Aaron. I bought the oil painting course, and now I need to buy some oil paints. Do you recommend any student grade for a beginner in the medium? And what are your thoughts on water soluble oil based paint?
You know what? I've never used water soluble oil paint, so I can't give an opinion on that. I don't know. Winsor Newton has some decent student grade. But I always recommend Winsor Newton. Here we do.
Do you think this character's going to have any shark deals as well?
I don't know. If she had them, she'd have them on her neck.
Did you ever make medical illustrations?
I never did. I thought about making going into that field, but I'm not one that does very well with cadavers, human cadavers. I wouldn't do well. And that I would have to go in and deal with that.
Do you have a channel on YouTube?
I do have a channel on YouTube. It's Aaron Blaze Art. If you go to Aaron Blaze Art on YouTube, I've got a few hundred videos there.
And also we're streaming on there too.
Yes, we are streaming there. And I've got if you don't know that I have a YouTube channel, you might also not know that I have a website. So go to creatureartteacher.com. That's creatureartteacher.com, and you'll find a lot of different courses, all kinds of stuff there. I feel like I want to get pushed up. First of all, I want more than just a bare-chested mermaid. I want some kind of costume or something. Yeah, I want that. I want her like she's up.
Like she's powering up.
This is where you get all the energy. I love exploring at this stage, trying to find the image. Eric asks, "Oh, will there be a hammerhead shark?" Not in this one. Although it's not a bad idea.
I want to buy a Cintiq one day. Could you please suggest some options?
Well, excuse me. It depends on what you want to, how much you want to spend. I mean, you can look at this one. Could jump over to that.
Yeah.
This is what I use, and this is the top of the line Cintiq. This is the 32-inch Pro. This is currently the biggest one that they make. I think it runs about $22,800, $2,900, maybe $3,000. I can't remember.
It's up there.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but it's a wonderful piece of equipment. Like I said, it might be more than what you want to spend.
Yeah, but I think one of their cheapest ones, which is still really good quality one, is the Wacom One, which is a much smaller. I think it's a 13-inch Cintiq.
Yeah.
But it has very similar bells and whistles. It's a 1080p screen, but it's a more affordable range if you can't go to that high of the 32.
Right. I'm looking at some reference right now.
Is TV Paint a good standard for a beginner?
I think it is. I think TV Paint's really great for basically everyone wanting to get into animation. Looks like he's smiling, doesn't he?
Smiling.
Let's see here.
Are you working today from a key reference or just a visual library?
Just a visual library. As far as she goes, I'm looking at some reference that I pulled off of Google for the sharks.
Is a pen tablet without display bad for digital drawing technically?
Not necessarily. You're talking about like just a regular tablet?
Yeah.
Oh. A lot of people, especially at Disney, a lot of those guys preferred it.
I remember using one of those a lot when we were working at Digital Domain.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't doing any drawing, but I was doing rotoscoping.
Right, exactly. Let's see.
Are you working on any animation projects right now?
Well, we're working on Snow Bear, which is something we've been working on for the last couple of years, and we every once in a while we have to put it aside and do some other work, which is what we're doing now. But eventually we will have it done. I'm trying to find the sharks right now. Their pose.
Are you planning on doing any more mermaid drawings this time after this one?
Oh yeah, I think so, for sure.
Do you have any advice on storyboarding? Like, what is it basically, and how do you work on it? Like through drawing or reading or writing?
Well, storyboarding is visual storytelling, so you have to be able to tell the story through visual means. And think of a comic book and being able to tell a story like in a comic book, and that's storyboarding, except you're doing it cinematically, cuts and telling it through film, as if it were, as if you were showing it on a film. And that's storyboarding. So yeah, you need to understand writing. You need to understand story structure. There's a lot you need to understand.
A quick question.
YouTube question. I'm sorry, I'm going to jump over here. YouTube question. How early in your pursuit of an illustration career did you realize anatomy was key to your drafting accuracy? Very early on, even before I went to college. I learned that very early on. I'm not sure these sharks are the way I want to go. I want to do something maybe a little different. Go ahead, Dustin.
Are you sure?
Yes.
A quick question. I want to buy stuff from you guys, but I don't really know what. What do you guys recommend the most?
Well, it depends on what you want to learn. If you want to learn anatomy, then we've got a great anatomy course. If you want to learn, animal drawing, we've got several types of animal, species of animals, horses and big cats, bears, all kinds of stuff.
You want to do animation? Got some animation courses.
We've got animation courses. We've got all kinds of stuff. Exactly.
That's all about what you want to do.
I would recommend my anatomy course to start out with, along with my character design course, if that's something you're interested in.
For next time, somebody's suggesting, I'd love to see your take on a mammal mermaid, like a tail end of like a walrus or a seal, manatee.
That's a cool idea. I like that idea. Let me do this.
Would you ever consider writing any how to draw or animate books?
Yes, and we have talked about doing that, actually.
Are you a regular participant in Mermaid?
Yeah, somewhat. I know Tom Bancroft very well. He and I have been friends for 30 years, and so we talked about this when he got started and he had me do an image or two, and so here we are. I love doing this. Drawing mermaids is fun, right?
It's a lot of fun. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm okay.
You're okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
You hanging in there, buddy?
I'm alright.
For making 2D animations, what software can we use?
I use TV Paint. That's a software that I use. It's great software. And let me get that nostril in there. There we go. It's great for digital work, and there we go. And I find it really intuitive. For me, having worked on paper for so long, it really feels natural to me, and that's one of the things I love about it. I wonder if we move her over.
Will this mermaid have a shark tail or a dolphin tail?
She's got a shark tail. I'm trying to make it feel like a mermaid tail, but a shark tail at the same time. So she won't have an uneven tail like a shark does, where it's bigger on top and smaller on the bottom.
Do you think planes are more important than anatomy for playing with light effects?
Well, the proper anatomy will create the planes, so you can't have one without the other. Here I'm trying to. Whoops. Drawing on the wrong layer.
Again.
So proper anatomy will give you proper planes, and so you can't have, like I said, you can't have one without the other. I think here. Let's drop her arm down.
Oh, question for the both of us. What is your favorite animal? I'd say either a bear or a lion. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I really love, obviously, all animals, so it's hard to say. But
Though you do tend to lean a lot towards big cats.
yeah.
And for people that are asking what the website is to get these courses, it is at creatureartteacher.com.
There you go.
And
CreatureArtTeacher.com. That's my website. That's weird. This layer didn't move.
So what first led you to working at Disney?
I needed a job. That's really what led me to Disney. I needed a job, and so I applied, and it worked out. I'm still not liking this composition with the shark. Random question: how would you react if someone started looking through your sketchbook without permission? Oh, I don't care. I don't mind that at all.
My sketchbook.
I don't mind that at all. I don't get all bent out of shape if people want to see my stuff and they don't ask. And
You'd
neither
be like,
should
oh, yeah, that's cool. Go ahead.
you.
It's cool. Nobody asked me. It's cool. So when Snow Bear does get finished, will Snow Bear be available on physical media or Blu-ray?
We don't know yet. Not sure.
Not quite sure.
Not quite sure. That's
And
one way to take up some space on the thing here. On the thing.
On the thing. Do you plan to put out more Procreate tutorials? I'm just getting into that platform late in the career,
Yes, we probably will.
or for more advanced stuff.
Yeah. What am I doing here? What I really like is this guy.
And do you know where people can buy that software, the TV Paint software?
It's
It's on TV Paint.
yeah. Nick can provide the link for it. Nick will provide the link. Oh, you can see where I drew on the wrong layer. The fins are on the wrong layer. There we go. Still trying to find it, folks. Sorry. Oops. I think I'm going to make this shark a little bigger. I like the one I'm looking at here. I'm just going to let those fins go right off.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm not too bad. When animating, is it absolutely necessary to be loose with your lines? Because when I do that, my lines tend to be a little messy.
I think it's absolutely necessary if you want to try to get through and find your animation quickly. There is a difference between being loose and being messy, as you say, and that just takes practice. And I know it's hard, but it does take practice.
Hey, Caroline.
Caroline!
Caroline says, "Hi guys. TV paint is really expensive if you don't know you want to do animation as a career. I appreciate that's great, but any chance that you or Travis could provide a review on more affordable options?"
Nope! Is that from Caroline?
Yeah.
Sure. I'd have to get it and learn the software.
And that could be part of the review for each one of just how easy it is to get started on each software.
Yeah.
How do you think of dynamic poses for your characters?
You know, I usually try to find some kind of rhythm, a rhythm through the body that I like, and I go with that, and I'll just keep searching for it until I find it. See, I want to see the other side of the shark behind her. This. I'm trying to find it in a way that's not going to create any tangents. Like so. There.
Would you guys ever consider doing a college talk over Zoom or Skype? I run an animation society, and they'd love to get a chance to ask questions about your careers.
I do those a lot, actually. So if you're interested in us doing that, contact us at is it events at creatureartteacher.com
/events?
Yeah, I think it might. Nick will put the link. Or you could just do support at creatureartteacher.com, but I know that's for if you're having issues.
Do you have any favorite courses or videos or YouTube channels you recommend for people wanting to learn how to draw or animate?
Yeah, creatureartteacher.com and Aaron Blaze Art.
And I think the anatomy course is a good starter.
Yeah. There we go. I think we finally found something. What time is it? 40 minutes? Jeez. That took too long, man.
Jeez and grow.
Jeez and grow. This guy back here, I've been drawing on the wrong layer for like the last 20 minutes. Screw it. I'm putting it all together in one layer.
We're going live.
But this guy here, I think I'm going to shrink him up.
What should I include in a visual development portfolio?
Well, visual development. But it depends. I mean, do you want to do character-based stuff? Do you want to do...
like architectural or...
Yeah, location design. There's a lot of different types of things that you can do that are considered visual development. Character design is visual development. Prop design is visual development. Location design is visual development. So, you got to decide what it is that you want to do there. And then, you got to really have some good stuff in there that includes those types of things. Really strong work. And I would put in several different styles, because every movie you're going to work on is going to have a different style to it.
How does does one develop or find their own drawing art style? Is the focal point on the line weights?
No, it's not on the line weights. Style just is the style of. I mean, part of it can be line weight. That can define someone's style, but there's a lot of different things that define style, and style comes with time. It comes with time, and it comes with just development, and your style will naturally emerge. It's not something that it just happens. And it, style, I get this question, probably that's one of the most asked questions, is about style. Don't worry about defining your style. Your style will find you as you develop as an artist. My style has developed over 40 plus years of being an artist, and it's still evolving. As I learn different techniques and whatnot, my style will change. Maybe we go even bigger with her hair. Random question: how would you react? Oh, sorry, I read that one already. YouTube question: do your best Elvis impression, Dustin.
Blue Christmas without you. Like it, Fleur and what? Do you challenge yourself to finish your art within a certain time frame? I feel I take too long sometimes to come to an end result. Wondering how to combat this. Thanks.
Just do it a lot. I don't challenge myself. I just work until it's done. I tend to work a little fast. But that comes from just years of having done it. And trying to get some nice foreshortening on this guy here. And don't worry about your speed. Your speed will develop. That's people worry too much about taking too long, especially young artists. You'll develop. It's about the quality. That's what you want. That's what you want to be most concerned about. Not your speed, but does it look good? I'd rather see something that took a long time that looks good than something that was you did really fast and looks bad. Obviously, right? So that's where you want to be. So let's fill this background.
They say artists are constantly learning. So what is a lesson you've learned recently?
Recently? That's a good question.
What's something you recently learned?
I recently learned
something of art.
I don't know. I don't have any eureka moments yet. Don't know. That's a good question.
We learned how to draw certain birds.
But shoot, I'm gonna do this one. Hold on. There we go. There we go. So I want to get the background set up for what she might look like, and I'm gonna have to think about that. Something you've learned recently.
Hey Dustin, do you do any art like your dad? Hey, I'm doing good. Do you do any art like your dad? I used to do some drawing back in high school, but now I do wildlife photography. And if you want to check any of that out, on my Instagram, you go over to Dustin_Blaze. Dustin_Blaze, and I do wildlife photography over there, so you can check that out.
You get that question a lot too.
If I do art?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah. You know what? I might refine this drawing a little bit before I go any further.
When we buy brushes, do they come with directions to install them on different systems?
Well, they're Photoshop brushes, so I can't guarantee them for all different systems. They're called Photoshop brushes, custom Photoshop. So, depending on what you're trying to upload them to, I can't guarantee them for everything. I do have videos on how to use them.
Is there an anatomy book you would recommend or video lecture?
On anatomy, video lecture on anatomy. Well, I've got mine. Proco has some great stuff at his school. If you check out his his YouTube, but I've got a whole course on anatomy. It's pretty robust, pretty full, kind of full.
Yeah, are there any books you recommend as well?
For Bridgman. Bridgman was one of the best ones I thought when I was in school. Bridgman book. It's an old book, but it's really great. Oh, I got to get her fins on the other arm.
And do you know any books that are good for learning how to paint backgrounds? Like, are there any special background theme books?
That I don't know. I don't know about that one. That's a good question. Yeah, I think I'm going to refine her drawing a little bit. Let me turn that off. Just gonna knock it back a little bit here.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. I want to refine her drawing just a touch. I like having it a little more refined than what I've got right now.
Would you want mermaids to be real?
Sure.
And what kind of sharks do you like the most?
I love all sharks, first of all. I just think they're awesome. But sure, mermaids being real would be kind of cool. Instagram comment. Hello, animation professor from India. Me and my all student following you. All of my students are following you. Your all courses are very useful from creature art teacher. Thank you very much. Oops, I gotta take that off of there. It's a little heavy in the line work there. I don't want to go too heavy.
Oh, by the way, important question. Did you save yet?
Oh no, I haven't. But see, I don't lose my art the way I've got it set up. So even if I don't save, I'm not going to lose it. But I will save it just to set a good example.
So I suggest maybe they could be near an underwater volcano.
How about no?
How about no?
I'm going to keep it simple. Maybe.
Are you using any reference for the lighting in this painting?
No, I'm making it up as we go. I've got an idea for what I want for lighting. Doggone it. See what that does? Every once in a while it does that.
Do you have any advice for coming up with a name for an animated short?
Have something to do with the theme of what it's about. I'm doing mine's really simple. I'm doing a cartoon about a polar bear that's lonely, and he creates a snow bear to keep him company. So I'm calling it Snow Bear. Hey, big original title. So just make sure it has something to do with what it is that you're creating. Instagram question: do you plan on making any environment design course? We plan on yes, we do. It may not be me that does it, but yes, we are going to do that.
Are you using a mouse?
No, no. Go to the overhead
Yep.
or over my shoulder.
Yep. Currently using a tablet.
I'm using a pen display. Wacom Cintiq 32 Pro pen display.
There's stylus. Does that stylus come with the Cintiq, or is
Yes.
that separate?
No, it comes with the Cintiq. Sorry, Nick. This might end up being more quicker than 2 hours. I mean, longer
Quicker than 2 hours.
than 2 hours.
So you're saying it's going to be 1 hour? It's going to be quicker than 2 hours.
Right.
How hard is it to get into the animation industry?
Well, it depends on what you want to. It depends on your skill level. It depends on where it is you want to be. If you're talking about wanting to get in with Disney, then it's extremely difficult. If you Pixar or any of the other, big film companies, Sony. If you're talking about smaller commercial houses, then it's a little easier.
Question for you, Dustin. What camera would you recommend for somebody that is just starting photography, just looking for something good all around? Well, the two brands I usually go for are either Canon or Sony. And if you're interested in a Canon, I could recommend the Rebel T7. Which I think is a good $600 to $700 range, including the starter lenses. And for Sony, I would say their early A6000 series, like the A6000 all the way up to the A6300. And I'll recommend any of those because they're on the cheaper side, but they're good starting cameras. Like I started with the Canon Rebel T6 and it got me through until I went over to Sony months later. So Rebel T7 or Sony A6000 series.
There you go.
And there you go.
Yeah, I'd just like to have her a little more defined.
That is a serious mermaid you got there.
Yes.
Caroline says, I've got a friend who colors all of his comics in Photoshop on a mouse touchpad. That is just insanity.
Well, whatever works, I guess.
Is it possible to work remotely with the animation studios there?
Oh, Travis has a course on Calipeg coming out very soon. For going way back to the question about using other software, animation software for Caroline. Yeah. My brother has got a course coming out on Calipeg. And Calipeg is very for iPad. It's a great piece of software that's just come out.
Is it possible to work remotely with animation studios?
Yeah, especially now. Everyone's doing it.
I wonder if Wacom is going to continue to make an even bigger Cintiq.
If they do, I'll be getting it.
Just watch a few years from now, it's going to go up to 60 inch.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a plasma TV at that point. And then 10 years down the road, you're going to have one the size of a wall.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually it becomes part of the wall. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be called the Cintiq wall.
Oops. through this quick.
I'm not good at creating my own characters, but I think I would be great at cleanup and or tracing. I used to do this for a company in Nashville and not sure how to get back into it, or how to perfect my skill. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, I would definitely just research it because I don't really know where the whole cleanup world is right now. So I'm not sure if you know if it's a thing anymore or what. So sorry, I don't have a better answer for you, but I really don't know.
I had a nightmare last night. I had to fill in for Dustin. I didn't know how to do impressions nor what buttons to push. Do I watch a lot of your live streams or what? Yeah, I think you got a problem there, bud. Dustin, what animals do you like to photograph the most and why? I think one of my favorites to shoot are sandhill cranes, just because of how relaxed they are. Like, you can walk right up to them, like, as long as you're not intimidating or as long as you're not showing any signs of threat. They most of the time actually walk up to you and just walk right past you. And it's subjects like that are great to shoot because you can move to all these different angles you want to and they won't freak out over it. But I do also like shooting great blue herons and red-winged blackbirds. So yeah, I'd say cranes are my top.
Here, I'm trying to be not too repetitive in my shapes here in the hair. I mean, the ends are repetitive, obviously, but I'm trying to make them space them out enough.
Has your work been affected by the COVID, and if so, have they been how have you been dealing with it?
Has my work been affected? I wouldn't say the work's been affected. No. We've been doing all right, and you know and I like that we've been able to change our pricing for everybody and help people out. That's been the thing that's made Nick and I probably the happiest, is being able to do that.
Do you have any recommendations for creating believable armor?
Research. It all comes down to research. You want to create believable armor, then you got to understand armor and get in there and research the heck out of it. That's what it takes. Everything comes down to research. We don't always know all about all the subjects that we want to create, so we've got to get in there and research. And you got to take the time to do it. Every movie I made required tons of research before we ever started animating or even writing.
What would be an affordable drawing tablet with a screen for a beginner? Yeah, the best one I can personally think of is the Wacom One.
Yeah, I think the Wacom One is really good.
Yeah. I mean, it's still up there. I think it's like $300. It's like $300, but it's probably one of, if not the cheapest of the Cintiqs. But it's
the quality is great. Yeah,
yeah, it's a great quality. Great. Like it's basically beginner price, but it's got a lot of like pro assets to it.
Yeah, man, feeling a little wonky. I'm feeling a little under the weather. I don't think I have COVID. I'm just saying I got a cold or something.
It's just crazy that you have to say that.
I know.
It's like I'm feeling under the weather. It's not COVID. It's not Corona.
It's not the corona.
Hey Aaron,
Hey,
for you, what's the most fun part in a digital painting?
I think it's that point where I've just starting to get the light and shadow in, and the form is starting to emerge. That's my favorite point, because then from that point on, it's really just about refining and working towards that finished image. And I love that. Here, I'm just creating the silhouette with her. You notice the point that's in most contrast is up near where I want you looking. I think her pose ended up a little bit stiff, but I'm just going to roll with it. There. YouTube comment. For the person who asked about painting backgrounds, while this book is not mainly focused on it, it's definitely focused on painting. James Gurney's Color and Light for the Realist Painters. That's a great suggestion. Thank you. Sorry, it took me a while to get to it. I've been drawing this here mermaid. Instagram question. What's a job in animation that has the fewest applicants? In other words, most people want to do character design, I'm sure. What do the least amount of people want to do? Scene planning. Camera.
Hmm?
Well, I guess scene planning doesn't. Well, I guess scene planning is still kind of part of layout now. It's always been part of layout, but not quite sure how it works nowadays.
Dustin, how much would your film bill be if you went back in time? Oh, like how much film would I be spending on?
Oh yeah. Instead of digital,
Yeah.
it'd be thousands of dollars.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, I'm sure if I went back in time, my shooting style would change too. Because nowadays I'm shooting at like between 10 to 11 to even 20 frames per second. And so I'm getting like, by the end of the day, like 14 to 1600 shots after like an hour and a half, 2 hours of walking. But if I'm shooting film, I don't know, I'll probably average maybe like 10, 20 shots a day.
Oh, that's how I used to do it,
So,
and I didn't always end up with great stuff.
no.
And I'd spend $300 getting it developed.
Yeah, there you go, right there. So, if I were to guess, I would say 300 a week, like if I did photography each week with the old film style.
So I want to remind everybody that we've got a sale, or not a sale, but I want to remind everyone, because it's Giving Tuesday, that 20% of all of our sales today will go towards feeding the hungry at feedingamerica.com. Is it .com or .org? I can't remember.
I don't know.
But so if you want to do some good and load up on some good quality educational art lessons, go over to creatureartteacher.com, and 20% of all of our sales will go towards feeding the hungry, which is what is needed right now.
The mermaid's name should be Shakira.
Oh, there is a little Shakira in there. I see. Yes, I can see that. Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. I want to gray him out a little more.
Caroline says I've had the corona. I don't recommend it unless by a fire pit with lime. It's still not recovered fully.
Ugh. That sucks.
Well, I hope you get through it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, for all those folks out there that say it's a hoax, it's not a hoax. It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.
Oh man, I drew on the wrong layer.
Again?
Again. Oh well, screw it. I'm just going. I'm going to roll with it because I can. Cause I did a gradient and I drew on the gradient layer. I started coloring on the gradient layer. An idiot.
Gosh. Like an idiot.
Any crazy short stories lately? Any crazy short stories?
Short stories.
No. I've been stuck at home. The craziest thing we've done is built a complete compound in my backyard in the last 6 weeks. Literally. Huh.
Do you always use black as a layout to your painting, as opposed to other colors?
I'll use other colors sometimes. I don't really use black. It's like a dark brown or dark blue, but a dark value for sure. And yeah, sometimes I'll use a lighter value. Not sure if I'm going to do that other shark or not. Stub it.
Stop it.
I might bring them down and go.
What's the current brush that you're using?
It's my homemade brush.
You mean?
I think I'm going to do that. Let his fin just go right off the frame.
Can you talk about the job of cleanup artists?
Yeah, so the cleanup artist's job is to take the rough drawings of the animators, because when we animate, we don't draw nice, pretty, clean drawings. We do kind of sketchy drawings that there we go. Sketchy drawings that will feature the acting and the movement and everything else. We don't really take the time to make them really pretty, and it's another person's job, the cleanup artist, to come through and literally clean up those drawings to make those drawings pretty, the ones that you see up on the screen. So that's what a cleanup artist does right there, for lack of a better way of putting it. So now I'm going to come in here, and we're going to come in here. Let me do this. There we go. Go ahead. Sorry.
No worries. When do you choose to use the lighter value?
Well, I use a lighter value when I'm obviously putting in light areas where the sunlight is hitting, or in this case, we're doing local color. Local color is the color of an object before it's lit, before it's in shadow. And so this shark, great white sharks have dark skin on the top of their body, and their belly is lighter. That's an evolutionary trait they've evolved, so that when you're looking down, they blend in with the bottom, and when you're looking up, they blend in with the top.
Is a cleanup artist job a highly desirable one?
For some people it is. There's a lot of people that made careers out of being a cleanup artist. I personally wanted to be an animator. I didn't enjoy being a cleanup artist, but other people loved it.
Now, what's the difference between a concept artist and a visual development artist?
They're both the same.
Just different wording.
Yeah, just different wording. They're basically the same. Visual development is concept work. So there we're starting to see her. So I want her to have kind of the same I want her to have kind of the same traits. You know what I can do to get rid of that? This is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go like this. See, I drew on the gradient layer, and I didn't want to do that. So now what I got to do is I got to draw around her. Oh no, I got to do this. Well, I can still do it like that. That's okay, I don't mind.
Do you suggest that an animator takes acting or more specifically improv?
Yes, take improv, for sure. And acting. Sorry, I'm trying to get... trying to talk and think at the same time.
Are you okay? Just keep it together, man.
What the heck just happened?
I don't know what happened. Yeah, right there's a good question there, bud.
What just happened?
What? What happened? What'd you do?
Oh, nothing. That's weird.
What'd you do?
It's weird. It's weird.
Why do you start with painting it all dark?
Well, because I'm actually looking for a local color. And local color, because they're underwater, tends to be, it's going to be a little darker. Right. All right, so now I've gotten the gradient. Now I can put the gradient. I'm going to get rid of this layer. And I got to repaint her spear. Her spear.
The spear of Shakira.
There we go. And I'm going to go behind them, and I'm going to create the deep blue gradient. That's better. There. The shark will get more gradient over the top of him as well. Twitch question: is it correct to assume that you think more about the general anatomy of the body face before making changes on it to depict its gender? No. I'm thinking right away if it's a man or woman, and I'm going to be getting those traits in there right away. So that's how I do it. Because there's different proportions for both man and woman in general. Hey Aaron, do you prefer painting with watercolor, gouache, or oil? I love them all. I really do. I really like them all. Yeah, they're great. And there we go. So there you go. I really do like them all. And sorry, I'm trying to get this thing here. I really love watercolor. Watercolor is my first love, but I really do like them all. Only because each one has its own real benefits, or they just all have their own traits. You know, I was thinking about putting scales on her before, but she's a shark mermaid, And sharks don't have scales. Well, they kind of do. They've got this skin that's got barbs on it. Creates these teeth. It's almost like sandpaper. If you've ever felt the skin of a shark, it's pretty amazing. It's like this, like it's like the tongue of a cat.
Would her mermaid name be Sikira?
Sikira.
Sikira.
It's pretty funny there. Ha ha. Very funny.
How do you recommend doing research? Like just Google reference pictures and redrawing it for a couple of hours?
No, I don't. I'm not sure. I understand what you're asking about research. Are you talking about research for art, for the visuals, and learning that way? Because there's a lot of other better ways you can do research as far as if you have access to the real animal. You can go out and do that. There's a lot of different things you can do, but I wouldn't say just Google images and then draw. There's, you want to do much more thorough research than that.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. I'm training to be an animator and illustrator and study from home. How long should I spend on each thing per day? I usually work 5 to 6 hours, and should I do more?
No, to me that sounds like a good amount, but it really depends on what you want to do. What do you think about her? So it's an individual. There is no bullet answer for that one. What do you think about her hair being kind of silvery like this?
Silvery?
The only problem with it is it doesn't stand out with the background.
Oh, blends in too much?
Yeah, I could get it to blend a little better, or show up a little better with light and shadow.
Oh yeah, you blend.
What do you think, though?
I mean, if you add some of the shadows
Don't
within
like it.
the waves of the hair. Huh?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Don't like it. I'm gonna go darker actually with it.
Well, what if you add like that color you're using just now, but make them as like the highlights, almost like a sheen.
That's a great idea. Like there's a mixture of light and dark on the shark. There'd be a light mixture of light and dark on our mermaid.
Or her.
Her. What was the longest time you spent without drawing? Oh shoot, I don't know. I've never kept track of anything like that. It couldn't have been more than a week or two in my whole life. Nick says, just a suggestion, take her to leave it, but maybe change the position of her left hand to avoid symmetry and tangent with the shark fin. Oh, actually, the intent was that she's actually touching the shark. That's the intent. When I get the shadow on there, it'll look better. But the intent was that she's actually touching the shark. Almost like holding him back. That was the intent. If it doesn't look good, then yeah, I'll definitely change it.
If you could go back in time to visit
If I can go back, if I can turn back time.
Turn back time. If I could find a way. But you can visit any time period before ours. Where would you visit? I've been playing Assassin's Creed Origins and would love to go back to Egypt in the Cleopatra times.
I don't know. I'd like to go back and meet some Neanderthals.
You guys don't know how to make fire? Oh, that's so easy. Here.
Fire.
We make fire.
Hey Aaron, you came to Brazil before to do some classes with Wacom and such, but did you explore the nature and wildlife of Brazil? I've always wanted to. My dream is to do a an Amazon trip. No, we did not get to, and I would love to at some point.
I I know
You're
why.
right about that arm, though, Nick. It's kind of just stiff. Yeah, yeah. Let me look at it. Let me reverse it.
May I know why timing is not mentioned in your character animation tutorials?
I do talk about timing. I talk about everything's about timing. So I'm not quite sure what you mean there, bud.
Maybe like timing within the frame animations, like to make sure it's like a smooth, consistent.
I talk about timing all throughout. You can't talk about animation without talking about timing. So, when I'm talking about posing and spacing things out on the timeline and all that, that's all about timing.
Dustin, could you do an Elvis Cher duet? Just a thought after that impression. Perhaps later.
Come on.
Hey Aaron, you have any tips on painting walls quicker? My back's breaking.
No.
Yeah, I don't think you can really rush wall painting.
What do you think of that? Little pose change. What do you think? Yeah, relax the hand a little differently.
Is the body fully drawn out of the shark? Like, is any of his tail missing?
Is any of his tail missing? What do you mean?
Like, did you erase everything that's behind the mermaid? So I was thinking, what if you raise the shark up a little bit so that way it kind of looks like the mermaid is touching his back like this, like
Yeah, that was
like
the
light
intent
touch?
originally. But I would have to raise him up, and then I'd have a tangent in her hair. I think it's yeah, there. Hi, Aaron. Is it going to be possible to do a mermaid animation live at some point? Nope. Oh, maybe. There we go. That feels more like she's in the right place.
Hey, Walter! Says, Smile, you're on camera.
Walter.
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 How was your fire the other night, Walter?
Walter.
Walter.
Walter. Oh, is there something she could be holding with that hand? A shield or something?
I don't want to get too. I don't feel like drawing a shield, man. I don't feel like it.
I don't like it. I'm not in the mood for it.
I'm not in the mood for a shield.
That's, I mean, it was going. Nah, it just. I'm just gonna. I like the silhouette, so I'm gonna roll with it.
I wasn't expecting you to laugh that hard from that.
It was funny. Couldn't tell if it was Stewie or if it was a Beatles impersonation.
I was going towards that Beetle route a little bit.
Had a little bit of Stewie in there too.
What if she's gesturing forward like ordering the shark to attack?
Pointing forward. Nick says he likes that hand better. Hey Aaron, please, can you do an acrylic demo on your next live stream? No. Let me see.
How about no?
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. I wouldn't mind doing that. Pointing forward like that. Just a weird silhouette.
And any
I'm going to stick with the other one.
Hmm?
I'm going to stick with the other one.
Okay. If any latecomers are asking what the software is, the software is Photoshop from Adobe.
Adobe.
Adobe. Adobe Photoshop.
Photoshop.
I come back to I like the relaxed hand better. I tried doing the last pose with my hand and it was very strained and uncomfortable.
Yeah, I hear ya. I know what you're saying.
Do you have any tips on how to draw a face?
Yep. Look at a face and draw it. That's how you learn how to draw a face. But if you're looking for proportions and things like that, I cover that in my how to draw a human anatomy course.
Aaron and Dustin, what's the first thing you will be doing when this lockdown is over?
I am well. You know what's kind of annoying is I was really looking forward to travel. I want to get back to Africa, and I just read an article today about how insane travel is going to be from this point forward. 4-hour waits as they take your temperature, and this might be permanent. Ticket sales that'll be 50% higher because of not putting anyone in the middle seat. Or some airlines are saying if you don't want the middle seat taken up, you have to pay extra, which is insane to me. You know, it's all for them. It's not about the well-being of the passenger. It's about how much money they can get. So, because basically what they're saying is, hey, if you don't want to pay for that middle seat to be empty, we're going to put somebody there, whether you get sick or not. And that's just it's pretty insane. So, I think what I'd like to do, I haven't talked to Nick about this yet, but I want to do a road trip as a company.
Ooh.
And just go across America and record it the whole time, and just have some fun with that. Okay, I have got to get to doing some light and shadow.
And like road trip to Alaska or something?
No, that's a little crazy. Stop with the crazy talk.
road trip to Montana.
Yeah, something like that.
Or we can just enjoy a day and just drive through Texas.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked on any animation for the Disney series like DuckTales?
No.
Or have you only done feature animation?
I did some freelance for a show called Marsupilami. I don't know if Marsupilami is still a thing.
Marsupilami.
Yeah, it was a Saturday morning thing. It was a character with a super long tail, and I did some of that for a little while. I freelanced that for several months, but that's really all I ever did. Did a few commercials.
Oh, this Marsupilami?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, we're watching a few episodes of that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you did some work on that.
Yep. Back when you were just a baby, I was trying to make some extra money to put food in your mouth. Also, I want to mention 20% of today, 20% off also. Oh, yes. 20% off of all of our sales today is going to be going to Feeding America. We've been hearing a lot of stories, Nick and I, about people, food banks are running out of food, and people are waiting hours in line to try to get food because they don't have any money because they've been laid off. And we thought it would be a good opportunity today, since it's Giving Tuesday, to donate to the food banks, and which is something we like to do anyway. But today would have been, you would think it's just a good day to do it. It's Giving Tuesday, folks. It should be giving every day, but if they're going to make a day out of it, let's do something with it. So that's what we're doing. I know. Why does she have gills down by her hips? I don't get it. I don't know. I just thought they looked good down there. It would have been too crowded up by her head, on her neck. I think from this distance it looks better.
Kind of making me think of that one.
You're not paid to think.
Can I think now, bluff?
That was making me think of the that superhero show that's on Amazon Prime, I think. There's that Aquaman base guy.
Yeah, it's The Boys.
The Boys, yeah.
And that show is graphic, man.
It's brutal.
It's super brutal. Is her hair an octopus? Not really. No. I know it looks kind of an octopus-like, but no, it's not meant to be.
Hi,
It's
Aaron.
just got. That's all right. Go ahead.
Can you do a tutorial regarding the character animation with the perspective of a moving camera?
Not really. I could. I mean, that's a tough one to do. I can definitely. That takes a lot of work, and I can definitely try it. I'm going to change the color of her top. Let's go back to here. Let's just go a little bit more light with it. Let's see what that looks like.
And somebody commented about the road trip idea. Said, Aaron, that road trip idea would be a great Netflix series.
I know, right? That's what we thought too. Something like that. Drawing and painting along the way, keeping in touch with everybody. I wanted to kind of blend in. YouTube comment. I recently became a creature art teacher member. Best investment I've ever done. Thank you so much for all the classes. They are really easy and informative. Thank you very much. That's our goal. We want you guys to get schmata. Get schmata. I want you to get wicked schmat.
Wicked schmat.
I want you to be a wicked schmat artist. Well, this is going to be a long one today. Sorry, Nick. I know they're supposed to be faster, but for today, let's put some proper color. Oops. Oh,
You have any tips on how to start drawing? I mean, Tina would be super happy to be able to draw like you. Start drawing.
Start drawing. Come on, people. Stop asking me these questions. Do I have any tips on how to start drawing? Start drawing. And if you're talking about, start drawing from life. Look at things around you and draw them. And, you know, draw your dog, draw your cat, draw your mom and dad, draw your girlfriend, draw your boyfriend. Draw the trees outside. But just draw. Make marks on paper. YouTube question: Hey Aaron, are you ever going to have more real life workshops that you've had in Florida in the past? I think I'd learn more in a class from you than trying to get a master's degree. Yes, you would. Yes, we're going to do more of that. Obviously, we have to wait and see what's going to happen with the virus.
Which is your favorite recent animated feature film?
Favorite recent animated feature film?
I would say Klaus.
Klaus.
Jinx.
Yeah, definitely Klaus. Klaus has changed the game.
Definitely.
Thanks to Sergio Pablos and all of his incredible crew that worked on Klaus. It's definitely a game changer. I swear Sergio Pablos, sometimes I think he's the hardest working man in animation. The man's incredible. So I'm putting some shadow in here. Some shadow.
Any plans on going to Toronto?
Nope.
Staying out of the Great White North, are we?
No, we just don't have any plans. We will someday. I was in Toronto a few years ago doing a talk. But as far as do we have plans now? Nope.
I haven't lived up in Toronto for a few years.
Tirana. Had some poutine.
Oh my god.
Poutine is so good. Hey, whenever you would do French fries, gravy, and cheese curds.
Well, yeah. Let me explain something here. So, right before I moved out to Toronto, I was on a diet, and within a couple of months, I lost close to 50 pounds or so. And then when I moved to Toronto, I gained those 50 pounds back from poutine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so good.
Man, now I want some poutine.
And there's a chain. There's a poutine chain restaurant.
Uh huh.
Similar to that of like Subway. but instead it's all poutine and things like poutineers or something like that.
That's funny.
But oh, so good.
Twitch question, Heron, are you ever afraid to over-render? Nope. Because I'm lazy. If anything, I don't render enough. I get tired of work. Like, I'm about ready to throw this thing out the door. It's taken so long to get to where we are right now.
Have you seen Frozen 2?
No. I plan on it at some point, but no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I saw it, and I would say it's roughly the same level as the first Frozen. It's like it's not better, but it's like just ever so slightly lower than Frozen. I think it's just they put a lot more music, a lot more singing into this one than the first one.
Well, the first one did so well in the music, they said, hey, if it did that great on the first one, let's put even more in. That's their thinking.
Which is kind of the no. Like if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. I concur. Oh, someone's going to Home Depot. Not Home Depot, but Lowe's. I've spent so much money at Lowe's, I got to buy stock. I turned my entire backyard into a compound.
What animals do you hope to see in Brazil?
What's that?
What animals do you hope to see in Brazil?
Jaguar. Tapirs. Caimans.
You had me at
Golden
Jaguar.
marmosets. Macaws. I want to see a macaw in the wild. Oh, this is just not working out, is it? Oh well. Whoops. You win some, you lose some. Not crazy about this one at all.
Was it hard to go from traditional to digital? And which Wacom tablet do you recommend?
It was not, because I used a tablet. So for me, it wasn't that difficult. I recommend the one I'm using if you can afford it. I think it's great. It's great.
Great. Well, if you're starting out, then, or if you need like a cheaper budget, then Wacom One is just as good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Disney princess?
Yeah,
What do you mean? Who's your favorite Disney princess?
that's all right. I like what's her name from Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, Penelope Von Sweets.
Yes. She counts, doesn't she?
Yeah, she is a princess.
She is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she's the princess of Sugar Rush, the racing game that she's in. Also known as the Glitch. Yeah, she's definitely one of my favorites.
Could you talk about James Baxter or Andreas Deschamps? Both are great guys. Both are incredible, talented animators. Wonderful instructors. I don't know what else to say. I've known them both for many, many, many years. I know Andreas probably a little better than James, only because James and I didn't cross paths a ton when we were at Disney, but we crossed paths enough. The Andreas, on top of being an incredible animator of animals and everything else that he's animated, he's an incredible. He does these beautiful wire animal sculptures that look like gesture drawings, but they're in 3D. They're really cool. He's a wonderful artist. Both of them are. And I don't know what else to say, other than they're great guys. James is probably, not to, say that Andres is a slouch, but James is probably my favorite animator in the world as far as technical prowess. I love Glenn Keane, obviously, and a lot of other animators that have come up through the years. But James, there's something about James's animation that's just so flawless. It's really incredible what he does. So we're going to be putting in some extra atmosphere, with the bubbles and stuff. And light striations on top of the.
And the people that missed the earlier answer of what I'm always using, it's a 32-inch Wacom Cintiq Pro.
Go right over my shoulder.
Yep. Boom.
Boom, baby.
Yep, Cintiq, made by Wacom. 32-inch Pro. Bam. And speaking of the, and also from earlier, talking about the Penelope Princess, have you seen Wreck-It Ralph 2?
Yeah. Can't remember it.
There's one where they go into the internet.
Oh yeah, isn't that the one where it's like a whole bunch of versions of him that are like crawling over himself and stuff?
Oh yeah. That was a pretty creepy part.
It was super creepy.
But one of my favorite bit that made me laugh the hardest, but also love the most, is the Disney princesses.
Oh, I know.
At the very end.
Pretty genius.
Oh yeah. Like my favorite line is, "Look, a big strong man that needs our rescuing." And we're currently live on multiple platforms. We are live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and did I mention Twitch?
No,
Twitch.
I think you did mention Twitch.
And on Facebook, it's the Art of Aaron Blaze, but on all the other platforms, it's Aaron Blaze Art. So if you want to see the live stream on any other channels, there you go.
Boy, this isn't so good. Struggling a little bit here.
Do you still do work for Disney, or do you just do your own projects now?
I just do my own projects now. No work for Disney. Is that locked? Oh, it's locked. YouTube comment, "Hey Aaron, watched the video about you a while ago. I saw you recommend the book The Big Cats from Guy Koliak. I got it and love it. Thank you so much for the recommendation." You are welcome. All right, let's get into this. Let's finish this thing up, shall we? Shall we?
Oh, as something mentioned about Wreck Ralph is like I like the bit when Ralph overfeeds the rabbit. Keep forgetting about that.
I don't remember that part.
You know, is it was popular in the because it was in the trailer, but they ended up cutting it out in the full movie.
Oh, the
so
girl with the girl screams.
Yeah. Because the bunny gets the pancake. Here's here. I remember seeing that scene for the first time in the trailers, and I was wheezing. I was laughing so hard just from that. I'm like, yeah, I definitely need to see this movie.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to switch brushes. I'm just going to go to a hard round brush. Question, Aaron, when talking about Star Wars Day last week, you said that you don't do fan art. Is there any particular reason why? I just don't like drawing designs that other people have already designed. I like coming up with my own stuff. That's pretty much it. I love Star Wars designs, but I want to come up with my own stuff. I'm just getting a little reflected light on her. Here we go. I'm going to get rid of some of this rough drawing. Not all of it. Up around her torso, I want to clean that up a little bit. Once again, I want to remind you guys that 20% of all of our sales today are going to be going towards Feeding America. We're going to be feeding the hungry today. It's Giving Tuesday, and we want to be able to help people out that aren't as fortunate as us in this time. And so I want to make sure we can do that. YouTube comment, hey Aaron, watch the video about YouTube question. Have you ever considered drawing something from Brothers Grimm or Hans Christian Andersen? You know, I would love to do that. I got to research it better. But yeah, there's some fun stuff to do in there for sure, isn't there?
Do you like medieval fantasy or futuristic sci-fi?
I like them both. I think futuristic sci-fi I like more.
Hey Aaron.
Hey. How's it going?
Are you going to come to Germany, Cologne one day? I would love to meet you.
I can't say that I will. I can't say that I won't. How's that for an answer?
So you're saying there's a maybe.
I'm saying there's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance. How do you pick your color palettes?
I try to think about the light. In this case, I'm thinking about the light in the way that it might be hitting. And here, with the shark and all. And I think about the color of the light. You know, underwater, obviously, there's going to be a lot of blue filtered light.
my name is Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
9 years old.
Oh,
And I love your artwork. Thank you for posting this.
thank you, Charlie. I hope you continue to draw.
And that was a little bit ago, but he asked a new question. What is your favorite animal to draw? From Charlie.
My favorite animal to draw, Charlie, is I love drawing like bears and big cats, and I directed a movie called Brother Bear for Disney, and ever since then I've loved to draw. I love drawing bears. So I'm kind of rounding everything out, getting all the things working on the shark.
Would you do a tutorial for making a brush? I think you do that for Photoshop, don't you?
I do.
For the
In
Photoshop
my digital painting course, I do that. I do that.
You do
that.
I
do that. You want to do it now? You want to show how to make a brush now?
Go for it.
We could. I can make a scale brush. I can show you how to make a scale brush. So let's say we want to put scales on her. Let's make a scale brush. First of all, let's save. What's that? What did I write? Mrad? That's weird.
Brad?
My brain just stopped working for a second. Okay. See, here's one that I made last week. We're going to make this one a little different. I'm going to turn this off. We're going to turn the background back on. Now, I want to make scales, but I want them to be kind of, I want them to be in proper rows and not kind of, I don't want it to be haphazard. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to grab my brush, and I'm going to turn on my, oh, I got to make a new layer. There we go. And what I want to do is I'm going to do a couple of rows, or do a row. Like so. Just going to make scales. I don't want them to be perfect, but what we're going to do is create a row of them. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let me do one over here. Okay, so now let's repeat that layer. And I'm going to move it. I'm going to put it right here. All right. And let's repeat that layer. And let's flop it. Horizontal. And I'm going to put that right there. Now let's combine those. And now I can repeat that and create a new layer. Let's move it. I can put it right here. Like that. Close enough. Something like that. And then let's do one more repeat. I don't know if this will be too much or not. Oh, let's try it anyway. Do one more repeat. Combine those layers together. Actually, I'm just going to do one more repeat. Do that, and we'll pull it down. We'll pull it right there. Right there. Right about there. That'll work. Okay, so now we've got all these scales, right? Right?
Great.
Right?
Great.
All right. So let's combine that together on one layer. I'm going to move this up here. Now one of the things I want to do, because my edges aren't going to match up perfectly when I go to make this when I go to make the brush. And so what I want to do is I'm just going to lightly erase away the edges. Just ever so slightly, so that when I do have this, when I draw, the edges will blend in a little more easily. Like so. Okay? So now I'm going to turn off the background so it's just floating, and I'm going to edit, and I'm going to do define brush preset. Boom. I'm going to say okay. So now look, I've got a brush. Now I'm going to turn this off. Let's turn this background back on. Now one of the problems I'm going to have, we go down to the brush we just made. There it is. I got to create a new layer. Now one of the problems we're going to have, I got to shrink this up a little bit, is that when I draw, it just looks like that. That's not what we want. So first thing I want to do is go to my shape dynamics, brush tip shape. I'm going to open up the spacing. I want to turn the scales so like they're lined up with each other. I'm going to turn that off. I want them to just barely touch. Like so. Like that. And then I go to shape dynamics and I go to direction. Now I want them to follow. See, I may have made too many at once. That's the only problem. Let's go to shape dynamics. I'm just going to pull them together. There. So now, whichever direction I draw in, the scales will follow. But you can see there's a little bit of an overlap. So I'm going to space them out a little bit more. So now I've got these really cool scales. So I can turn that, get rid of that. Let's come back to our shark lady. And I'm going to create a new layer and I'm going to set it to overlay. So it's not going to be, the scales will be kind of like a sheen. So now you can see we gave her scales, and then I can go in. I don't want that on my eraser. Give my eraser that brush. Actually, that could be kind of a cool effect. Come in and just lightly erase. And you've got an interesting pattern there. Really quick. Now, sharks don't have scales like this, but I still think it's kind of cool. So I'm going to hold on to it. And it creates a nice little pattern there. Just put them all over her body. Let's see how that looks. And I'm not going really hard and heavy with it. And if you want, we could double it up and you can get really strong in there. And then we can erase away. There we go. So if I merge those layers, merge layers, whoops, I got to set that to overlay. There we go. And then I come in and I erase away. Little tricks you can do. And then I'm just going to knock that back about 50%. Now we're getting something that's kind of cool.
How do you go about creating storyboards, and how do you know if it's going to work?
Well, storyboards take time. It's, you want to make sure it's telling the story, right? That's what you want to do, is tell the story through pictures. And I've got a course on my site on how to draw storyboards. I'm going to do it that way. There we go. The best, I could sit here and talk about how to do storyboards. That's a whole other discussion. And it's there, I'm giving her some cool texture. There we
Are you
go.
going to do the same thing to her arms?
I just did, but I
Wait.
did it very slightly. See up close.
Yes, I can see that.
But I think what's there is kind of neat. I know like I said, I know they don't have scales per se, but there's something about that that's I think is kind of fun. YouTube question. Hello, I wanted to ask you have any scheduling tips. I'm planning on making my own cartoon series, and I'm having trouble setting deadlines and times for myself to work. Well, to be honest with you, I'm the wrong guy to ask, because I've been trying to make an animated short for the last 3 years. But yeah, I mean, it's just discipline, and it's really understanding the process of what it takes to make an animated short. And it just you have to. There we go. I'm going to do the light striations now. It just takes time, and sorry, I'm trying to get this done right. And it takes a lot of discipline, is what it takes. And then you got to stick to it. You got to force yourself to stick to that schedule. Let me see if this is the right way to go. You got to really force yourself to stick to that schedule, and then it's just discipline of just getting in there and doing it. Let me go here. I want to go there. I got all that. I'm going to go to color dodge, and I'm going to knock it down to 63%. Let's see.
Hi there, Aaron and Dustin.
Hi.
Hi. When putting in shadows, how do you decide to go warm or cold with the color? And do you base it off of the local color, environment, or just how you feel it looks best? Thank you for the awesome classes. Just got a subscription. Absolutely love it.
It's really local color and environmental color. They all affect it. And so it's and I think about what's the color of the environment, what's the color of the light, is it warm, is it cool? Think about all those things. What's the bounced light? What's the light that's coming from bouncing off other areas?
How much time do you usually put into the background of your drawings?
It depends on what the image is, as far as that goes. Sometimes it's very little. Sometimes it's quite a bit. It depends on where I want the attention to go.
Did you direct the Brother Bear sequel? And if you didn't, what did you think of the movie?
I've never seen the Brother Bear sequel. No, I didn't, and I've never seen it. So here, just adding the light striations on our guy.
Hi, Aaron and Dustin.
Hello.
Do you enjoy reading fantasy books? And if yes, which ones are your favorite?
Well, I mean, my favorite of all time was The Hobbit. Lord of the Rings. I don't read a lot of fantasy stuff, but those I really loved.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, like, I don't really read a whole lot of novels or chapter books, and I'm more of, like, I'm one of those movie watcher guys where,
You just don't read books.
yeah, I don't read books. Just say that. I mean, I'll read comic books, if that counts, which obviously doesn't, but.
YouTube question. Hello, I wanted to ask if you have. Oh, I read that one already. When you do your road trip, what tool of choice do you have for digital art? I have the Cintiq 16, and naturally, you can't use that remotely. Well, you can use it remotely if you have a laptop, and so I might do that. I do have the 16 as well. I'll probably use my iPad, iPad Pro.
There is that option too. How often do you do these live streams?
Twice a week right now.
Tuesday and Fridays.
Yeah.
Tuesday mornings and Friday afternoons.
So you can see when you start getting into getting the light striations on the character, then all of a sudden it starts to take on its pretty cool feel. Now we're starting to feel like we're underwater.
Do you ever use Procreate?
I've got an entire course on my website on how to use Procreate. Yes. Yes, I do. And I think it's really cheap right now. Caustic lighting, that's it. Thank you, Nick. Yeah, this really pulls it together. And then I'm going to start adding some depth, some atmosphere. I'm going to add some, a little bit of, so the shark fin will recede into the background. And they won't compete with each other.
When you paint, how do you prevent the texture from getting too samey in Photoshop, looking too much similar?
You got it. Well, it's something you have to be conscious of, and so I think about that. I want to make sure that I have a good variety of texture, of color, of whatever it is. And, in this case, I don't want a big variety of texture or color because we're underwater, and when you're underwater, it tends to merge your colors. It tends to filter out all the colors but the blue. And that's why a lot of times things appear so blue underwater is because all the other color in the spectrum is being filtered out. Do you feel comfortable drawing mechanical hard surface objects as well, or is that not your thing? It's really not my thing. I mean, I always used to love drawing spaceships and robots and all kinds of stuff when I was younger, but I'm not that good at it. And there's guys out there that are really great, and I really admire them, and I try to learn from them. Jonathan Kau, K-A-U, is wonderful. He's amazing. He's a great animal artist, and he applies that to his mechanical designs, mech warriors and things like that. That are just really cool.
Hey, have you ever painted any Tolkien's characters or concepts?
I haven't, and I always wanted to. I think I did smog when I was young, but no, I really haven't. I don't know if I overdid it or not, but what do you think? Kind of overdid it.
Well, I kind of like it.
Okay,
I like that.
let's roll with it then. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to loosen up some of her hair. Meaning, I'm going to take my smudge tool and I'm going to go all the way up to here to my foliage. Where did I put my foliage? I got to find my foliage. I don't have everything in a on this. There's my water. There's my foliage. This guy right here. There's something about this foliage brush that when I use it on my smudge tool, it gives this great effect. That's a little too much. Of softening edges. I want to go a little more.
In the future, I would love to see your version of an orc.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm just softening up these edges on the hair so it's not so harsh looking. We're close to finishing actually, which isn't too bad. How long have we been at it?
It's 11:20.
2 hours and 20 minutes?
Yep.
Sorry, Nick. I know this is too long. Tuesdays, it's hard to go long, on the live
Hard to
streams
go short.
because we've got a lot of stuff we have to do, and Nick's like, "Hey, dude, try to keep it around an hour and a half." Okay, I'll definitely do that.
2.5 hours later.
No, I'm sorry.
3 hours later.
So just softening up some of the hair creates a nice effect. Ah, got crusties in my eyes. Isn't that nice? Crusties.
Nice.
Crusties. Cheese.
Seems okay.
So I'm just losing the edges on the shark in the background.
Is Nick another artist?
Yes, he is.
I just always thought he does the thing.
He does do the thing.
Hi, Aaron. What do you think
Hey,
of
how's it going?
What do you think of Magic the Gathering art?
I don't know what that is.
Magic the Gathering is a card game. Which
like
I've
Go
seen
Fish?
some of the artwork and some of the artwork is pretty cool.
Oh, don't like that. I want to get a little bit of a separation between. Better go lighter.
Yeah, stuff like this.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's cool.
That's cool. That's cool. Not bad. Cool. Very nice. Very nice. Very cool. Very nice. Ever thought of doing D&D concept art?
No. Yes, I have actually.
Oh, you have done D&D concept?
No, I've thought about it.
Oh, you thought about it.
I still remember the time when we went to the Renaissance Fair with
Oh
our
yeah.
friends, and he just leaned into all of us and was like, "I am so tempted right now to run out to the middle of the crowd and yell out, 'Who wants to play D&D?'"
I don't remember that.
Oh, I remember.
So I'm just cleaning up some edges now. Then I'm going to add some atmosphere. And then I'll add some bubbles. You know, bubbles?
Almost.
Toil and trouble.
Who's your favorite music composer? Mine's a solid tie between Thomas Bergerson and Chris Hay. Hi. Hey, hi? High? Hi? Or is it Hay? Either way.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I think Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer's definitely up there.
Yeah. Although, like, Hans Zimmer, I love, like, all of his epic music that he makes. But also I like, God, what's his name? He does, like, all of, like, Steven Spielberg and George Lucas's...
Williams?
Huh?
Williams?
Williams?
John Williams?
John Williams. That's it.
He did Jaws and all that.
Jaws,
He did
Back to the
Dear
Future,
He
Indiana
did Dear
Jones,
Basketball.
Star Wars, Jurassic Park. Like, he's done, like, a lot of, like, iconic music scores.
Oh, yeah. How about a jellyfish mermaid next time? How many layers do you have? Oh, I don't have too many layers. I have done a jellyfish mermaid in the past. Something similar.
Yes, that's it. John Williams. Have you seen Indian animation series?
No,
Me neither.
not really. I'd like to.
How do you deal with the teacher that believes cartoons and anime style is finite art?
Well, I don't know what you mean by finite art. I can understand what they're saying about anime because there's a belief out. You know, a lot of kids are doing anime style and they're not really learning classic drawing. And I believe if you're doing anime and you're still a student and you're just starting out, stop doing anime. You can always go back to anime. I don't know. It depends on how you describe. Because I definitely know what teachers mean. I've been there, and I try to get students to, you know, open up their mind to something a little bit different than just anime. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to add a little bit of atmosphere in the water. To get that tail to recede. See there? You see that there?
Yes. Yes, I see it.
Getting him to go back. I'll do the same thing with her hair. And then what you do is you come in and you erase away the stuff that's in the foreground, and all of a sudden it pops forward.
What is your YouTube handle? It is Aaron Blaze Art.
Aaron Blaze Art.
Aaron
Blaze
Art.
is a jerk.
Aaron Blaze is a jerk. Yeah, just go to www.
www.
.aaronblazesjerk.com.
Do you always start with a gradient background?
Nope. I start with whatever the background I'm doing calls for. So I'm just adding a little bit of texture, a little bit of interest, some highlights under the crown area.
How do you practice on getting better and choosing colors?
You know, that's a lifetime of work. You know, getting the right color and understanding color, it really is a lifetime. I'm still figuring it out. It's just a lot of work. We've got a great course on our site by Ronnie Williford that talks about color theory and understanding your colors better. I really recommend it, and it's very cheap right now. There we go. Now let's get a. What is your approach when you wish to take a concept art such as this and push it towards photorealism? I think about, actually, I bring in a lot of photographic textures and do photo bashing. So now I'm just kind of cleaning up edges. We're almost there.
How about understanding light? Do you have any recommendations on that?
Yeah, you really have to do a lot of stuff from life to understand light. You got to do it from life. I want her eyes to be like a shark's eyes, just dark.
Donation dirt.
Yeah, really work from life. The more you can do that, the more you'll see different lighting situations, right? Ooh, I like it. I'll put some gill marks on her neck anyway.
I recommend you should add atmosphere towards the back of the spear.
Oh, good idea. Good idea.
Good idea.
I forgot about that.
And for this, are you currently using a special brush for this?
Nope. I'm just using the soft round brush or the regular round brush.
Soft and round.
There we go. Got it going back. There we go. I pushed it way back down. Way back down. Like that.
Right.
Alright, so now let's put a layer on top. We're going to set that to multiply. I want to get a little darker. Get some real serious blue in there. We've got it on gradient. Gradient. There we go. Now I want to have some over the top. I'm going to set this to overlay. Just want to see what's going to happen. I'm going to do some almost green because it's going to mix with the lights coming from above. Different thicknesses. I don't want it to be too heavy. Matter of fact, I'll probably drop back the opacity. Get a little bit of light beams coming through. A few small ones. There we go. There. So it gives it a sense of filtered light come down through. Even going into the depths. That feels pretty good.
Yeesh.
Yes?
Yeesh.
Yes.
Looking quite nice. Looking quite nice there, bud.
Overlay. Let's try. I'm going to put it on overlay and just see.
Hola, Aaron.
Hola.
I have two questions. Question number one. Is a siren's tail longer than the legs would be?
Is what?
Is a siren's tail longer than the legs would be?
Oh, you must be talking about a mermaid?
Yeesh.
I don't know. You can do it any way you want.
And question number two is, what do you think is inside a siren's tail? In a normal fish, it's actually the organs and column and ribs.
Bones. Marshmallow.
Marshmallows?
Marshmallows.
Marshmallows in a tail? Oh, speaking of marshmallows, one of my friends told me that he went to a store one day and he found chocolate-filled marshmallows.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah, he said the real thing was like, what? No. Just
No.
you realize what they're doing, right? They're causing more diabetes. Chocolate-filled marshmallows. Can you imagine?
I can.
Oh.
So there's our mermaid. Is there just one more thing I should be doing?
Saving.
Oh yeah, save it.
You got your signature?
I want you to remember, you guys, head on over to our website. We've got a lot of things on sale. Lots and lots of stuff on sale. And if you buy stuff today, you're helping out to feed the hungry. 20% of all of our sales are going to be going to feeding the hungry today. And it's a good cause. It's a very good cause, eh?
It's a very good cut here, but
And I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. It came out okay. It's a little clunkier than what I'd normally like, but I hope you remember how we make those scales, because that's kind of fun. And other than that, I thought it was kind of fun.
yeah, it came out
Oops.
pretty cool. It came out quite nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just trying to get rid of some of these dark lines, the drawing lines.
Did you ever go to the streets and just draw strangers?
I have. And at restaurants as well.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I remember there were quite a few times too where you would draw the person, and once you finish the drawing, you would actually give that person the drawing that you made.
Yeah, I
of
like
them.
to surprise them. Don't like the way that fin look. Ah, doggone it. There we go. Better. So there you have it, folks. Our shark mermaid princess queen. Once again, I'm going to remind you, if you sound like a broken record, go on over to creatureartteacher.com. First of all, we've got crazy sales. My Fundamentals of Animation course is free. We've got $1 Photoshop brush packs. We've got $1 courses. A lot of our other courses are slashed by 60%. It's really, what we're trying to do is really provide an avenue for you guys to learn And we know a lot of you have lost jobs and things are tight, and so we want to make things easier for you. And on top of it all, if you go over there today is Giving Tuesday, and 20% of all of our sales are going to go towards feeding the hungry with Feeding America. And it's a great charitable organization that helps feed the hungry. And there's a lot of folks that are hungry right now that have lost work, they've lost income, they can't afford to buy food. And so you'd be helping feed the hungry by doing that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today. Here's our image. Let me blow it up some more. You can see it's a little rough around the edges, but not too bad. But this is our Queen Shark Lady. And sorry, I can't help it. I have to go in and clean up some edges. And just one more thing. Just one more thing, Dustin. Just one more thing.
2 hours later.
I know, I'm sorry. But there it is. And I really enjoyed today. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, learned something. And remember, we're going to be back on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, our normal streaming time. And we will see you all then. So until then, go out there and put some beauty back in the world. Be kind to somebody. Stay healthy. Be kind to somebody, but stay 6 feet away from them. Tell them they look good. You do that. Oh, and also, Nick was reminding me, it's Cinco de Mayo. So go put 5 jars of mayonnaise in the yard. You're supposed to do that.
5 jars of mayonnaise?
It's Cinco de Mayo, and we don't have a live stream tomorrow.
No. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Let's have some drinks tonight. Shall we?
Oh boy.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, put some beauty back into the world. Go draw a mermaid. Say hi to Tom Bancroft, who started the whole mermaid thing. He's a good guy. And we will talk to you Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you guys have a great week, and we will talk to you then. Dustin, take it away.
Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys are at all interested in wildlife photography, if you haven't followed me yet, you can check out my Instagram at Dustin_Blaze, and I post a photo on there every day. And again, that's Dustin_Blaze, and I do a lot of wildlife. I love doing that stuff. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Be safe out there. We definitely need to be as safe as humanly possible out there. And we'll see you guys Friday. Glad you guys enjoyed this stream. And until next time, Cowboy Bebop. See ya.